Hey, my name is Nate, but you can call me Sai, and welcome. And for those returning, I see you, boo, to my channel. We're keeping it lively over here. Quick plug: if you like my content and want to show your girl some love, you can leave a like, subscribe, or even leave a comment. I also have my social media links in the description for you to spread a little love over that way too. All right, let's get right into the video. Hey everyone, today I'm going to be going over inZOI's Wednesdays devlog. I'm going to again make this also a series on my channel for those who are not in the Discord. Anyway, we're going to get right into it, and I'm going to start off with Kjun's first part of his letter. Hello everyone, and happy Wednesday. As always, I spent this week reading your posts and discussing them with the development team, and I'd like to share what we gathered. Once again, we received a wide range of feedback and suggestions related to inZOI. The main topics include feature improvements, new content ideas, bug fixes, and many suggestions aimed at making the game feel more immersive and realistic. Before getting into the main update, I want to clarify something from my previous post because I made a mistake in English. Last Friday, when I used the word deadline, I meant the inZOI team's internal March development cutoff. What I was trying to say is that the development usually moves in cycles of planning and implementation, and after the March update there may be a few weeks where we are not able to include as much new content in our videos. It did not mean that we would stop brainstorming, so please don't worry about that. As long as you don't get tired of it, I'll keep posting updates and videos. Let's see who gives up first. He has such a weird sense of humor. Good on you, KJ. Major updates and feature suggestions: minimap and navigation. Many of you said that a minimap would make getting around the city much easier, and there were also requests for GPS style navigation and destination markers. Thanks to your feedback, some of these ideas have already been reflected in development. We also quickly added a feature that lets you toggle your home and owned lots on and off. Memory system. A lot of you mentioned wanting a system where ZOI characters remember the events they experience, including trauma and emotions, and where those memories influence their behavior and personality. There was a lot of excitement around how this could improve psychological depth and autonomy. Honestly, this is something I should reflect on. We've been working in this journal for a long time, and I've added a gameplay log, record style system much later than I should have, but it's here now, so please forgive me. Calendar system and events. Many of you also shared that in-game festivals, holidays, seasonal decorations, and date-based events could make the world feel much more alive. I agree that this kind of system would add a lot to the atmosphere of the game. New jobs and activities. There were also many requests for more job activities such as a delivery work, running a flower shop, owning a salon, or managing a restaurant. A lot of you want more ways to shape your own playstyle, and that makes a lot of sense, and it does. Family and parenting systems. We also received many suggestions for improving family gameplay, including baby car seats, cribs, toys, and more interaction with children. We are continuing to expand these features little by little, so please give us a little bit more time. Social interaction and autonomy. Many of you asked for more natural conversations between NPCs and player characters, deeper relationship development, systems for secrets and rumors, and more complex personalities and autonomous behavior. We are currently planning ways to strengthen rumor-related systems, so your feedback has been very helpful. Thank you. Graphics and animation improvements. There were also many requests related to shadow issues, shadow ghosting, low-spec graphics quality, and smoother animations. We do have a graphics update coming in March. We improved visuals for lower spec settings, but we also worked on making high-end graphics look better again, more in line with how they used to feel. We improved distant scenery, made indoor furniture cast shadows on the floor, and prevented unnatural blue sky lighting from appearing indoors. Some of these shadow features are enabled only on higher end settings. That said, I think even players on lower spec settings will be able to feel the improvements once the March build arrives. We also received requests for cloth physics, hair physics, and more natural motion transitions. We'll review ways to support some of these improvements, even if only on higher end systems. Bug fixes and core feature improvements. Many of you strongly emphasized that bug fixes and improvements to core systems should come first. This included systems like vacations, moving between cities, traveling while managing a business, NPC behavior and autonomy, and adjusting routines and schedules. Because of that, we are currently thinking seriously about whether we should significantly reduce new feature development during the summer and focus more on stability. Because of that, we're currently thinking seriously about whether we should significantly reduce new feature development during the summer and focus more on stabilization. To be honest, we are finding it challenging to stabilize the build while also continuing new development. This was already reflected in the plans I shared earlier this year. Even so, I want you to know that we are committed to improving stability. There were also requests for quality of life features such as an age adjustment slider, less forced control over daily routines, and expanded save space. I think these may be possible. Community suggestions and future direction. The community also shared many interesting ideas, including social classes, club systems, crime and police careers, online dating, counseling systems, pets, and more interaction with the city environment, such as footprints and natural environmental reactions. Some of these are already things we are actively discussing internally. We also found the ideas about connecting AI-based storytelling with the memory system and strengthening each character's individuality, especially interesting. Thank you for those suggestions. UI and user experience. There were also many suggestions regarding UI and usability, such as bringing back the previous UI as an option, adjusting the frequency of small talk during conversations, making the mini map optional, and improving the notification system. Because we've received so many requests about the old UI, we are currently working on that as well. Our goal is to let players choose between the old and new UI through preset options. Thank you again for all of your feedback this week. This month is especially meaningful because it marks the first anniversary of inZOI. In some ways, that feels exciting, but it also reminds me how quickly time passes. More than anything, I feel sorry that we still haven't fully resolved some of the core feature issues and bugs. I know that this is the part many of you are most frustrated about. But please know this, we have not forgotten these problems. I'll be back on Friday with another video. Thank you as always, Kjun. So I want to go over essentially everything that he talked about, not into super detail because this will be a very long video, but yeah, first and foremost is the major updates and feature suggestions with the minimap and navigation. I am actually excited for that because I just don't know what she's doing or how she's driving because she's stay running people over. I've had a few playthroughs where I have gotten my ZOI put in jail. So it's good that they're working hard on the GPS and, you know, putting more options for us as players to essentially have it on or off if we want to, and just overall giving us options. The memory system is something I am actually the most excited about because it reminds me so much of how Sims 2 memory was. Sims 3 kind of lost that vibe, if that makes sense, or that whole system. It was kind of it was even more simple than Sims 2's. And that's crazy for a next gen game of that time to regress instead of progress with this memory system. I would say that Sims 2 also had the better social depth as well. So seeing that inZOI wants to basically round out the memory system and making sure that your ZOIs more or less feel what they're going through is going in the right direction for them. And I'm glad that he is listening to the community. The Discord is full of people just hammering it home that they want gameplay depth. They want social depth. They want just a very round out game. They don't want shallow features. They don't want flashy features. They want depth. And I am in total agreement with this. So far, they have been delivering on that. And the reason why I say this is the crime system. It is so robust in a way that I'm excited, if that makes sense, for other careers when they come into the game. Because if we're getting this much playability, different outcomes with crime, and it's just a small-ish, not even a full-time kind of like position kind of thing, but it's just something that your ZOI can do. You know, there's so many different possibilities, and I just hope that they apply what they did with the crime system to every other career. If you say, for instance, your ZOI is a police officer, they should be able to go to a scene of crime, they should be able to go to a scene of the crime and look around to find evidence of criminal activity. And it'll give your criminals more reason to, you know, be more careful, or your criminal ZOIs to be more careful. Or if they decide to like branch it off into detectives, and detectives can go around looking for certain stuff, or seeing if someone's fled the country, because you know, that'll be such interesting gameplay. But yeah, like I'm really looking forward to that. The calendar system and events, that is also exciting for me and for a lot of other people, be able to make their own events, make birthdays, just generally having the ability to set up your own holidays if you want to. Set up your own birthdays, set up when your Zoe is about to give birth, set up baby showers, stuff like that, because the game gives you basically these different parties you can have. You can have a funeral, like an actual funeral. And that'll be also interesting too, that you can have your Zoids set up a funeral day a week out or 3 days out from when the Zoe passed away, and have a memorial for him and something. So that would be very interesting to see. New jobs and activities. I went over this a little bit earlier with the police career, because they did say they were going to bring that into the game. But I think people want more of like the active jobs, and that's where the delivery work, running a flower shop, and owning a store comes in, or not store, but owning a salon, and even owning and managing a restaurant. Like, I would love to be able to actually own a actual restaurant, because right now in the game, it doesn't run like a real restaurant. It runs sort of like a bakery in a way, or like a store that you can just go grab food from, like a kiosk or something like that, and they'll pick up the food. That's how it's kind of run right now. Small interaction and autonomy. Many of you asked for more natural conversations between NPCs. Now, that one right there, I would like to be able to have more meaningful conversations with NPCs. I would like for them not to be teasing my Zoids all the time. I would like for them to not always want to pick a fight with my Zoids because they don't click with their personalities. Because I've had that a few times where my Zoids are out minding their own business, and then a random Zoid comes up and start beefing with my Zoid for no reason. I'm like,
who put you on the planet?
Your issue, please. Go find you some business. Like, I'm over here minding my business, over here picking shells off the sea. I mean, off the beach. I'm picking shells off the beach. Why are you over here in my business like this? And so forth like that. And then before you know it, my Zoids got people that want to run a fade, or or got Zoids wanting to hook up with them and stuff. And I'm like, okay, look, we can't even have a smooth middle where you either like me just as is, or you're trying to either bump uglies with me or bump uglies with me. You feel me? So it would be good for them to fine tune that. I will say, when I did the 5.6 engine update beta test, Zoids typically went out of their way to talk to my Zoids more often and have positive interactions. So I will say that. Graphics and animation improvements. I went over this again in my my beta engine test. That video will be somewhere up in here. I might link it up at the top. We'll see. But you will definitely see the difference, I would say, as far as it being more fluid in the animations, and for the environment, it looks a whole lot nicer. I did have some stuttering, but again, I was also recording on my PC as well as playing the game, and I've noticed that I do run into a little hiccuping, stuttering in the game when I am recording alongside playing the game. Hopefully this new update does fix that. Bug fixes and core features improvements. This I'm also really excited about, because again, like, some people have it worse than others. I do have some issues, but I don't have a whole lot, considering, where some other people are just having just a horrendous time, or can't even launch the game because it keeps crashing for them. I'm glad that they are definitely looking into more of a solution and not just saying they are, because they do actively work on the bugs. Like, they were able to fix a whole huge batch of bugs that were an issue, and for most people it worked for them. Some people still had some things that they were struggling with. However, they were playing older saves instead of newer ones, and or weren't cleaning out their cache or something like that to that effect. And when they did that, things worked better for them. But yeah, it's just good that they are going over the bugs and just trying to get them fixed. And people in the Discord are very hammering hard on them about the bug fixes. Like, they are not letting up. Community suggestions and future direction. This one again is about the whole thing of with the what I was talking about earlier about the careers, and just using AI as far as like text chat based stuff. They want more, again, at the end of the day, more depth. That's what they want. And I don't blame them for wanting more than that, because if you're spending $40, you want depth. if you're going to be playtesting a game and you see that there's a glaring issue, you're going to want them to, if they're going to like, especially raise the price, the price need to be worth it at the end of the day. And so I understand completely those who are in early access along with me and a whole bunch of others that are playing this game, and knowing that it's in early access are putting and pushing for them to take a step back from adding new features, even though they were saying that they're going to be, working on rounding out the current features and things like that. They were also adding new stuff in because that was some of the stuff that people had requested way before and that they weren't able to get to in last year. And it's good that they're like really thinking about maybe we should just stop with the new features, even though some people are going to be upset about the new features, but we just need to make sure that this game is fully stable. And I commend them for that. They're basically stopping hype for better stability. There we go. So we'll just see how that works. Maybe they'll figure out a way, because there was one time where they said that they weren't able to do certain things in a certain amount of time because of XYZ, and they were able to pull it off, and it actually worked very well and was integrated pretty well in the game. So again, we'll just have to see. But yeah, that's all it's going to be for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed what I covered today. And if you feel like you want to join the Discord, I definitely would advise you to do so you can put in your feedback, because this is the perfect time to do so. Right here in early access, where they're listening and are more open to different opinions and or ideas. Anyway, that'll be all for me today, guys, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.